Instruction is a basic part of every game. In order to play a game, you need to know how to play it. Shocking, I know. And most games do this very uncreatively, normally just using text or having a designated tutorial. But some games take a different approach. They incorporate their instructions into the world of the game. This is the approach that the original three Fnaf games took in the form of the phone calls. But what those games, specifically Fnaf 1, did with those phone calls was either pure genius or just incredible luck. Because Fnaf 1's phone calls don't just manage to tell the player how to play the game, they add to the horror in a way that I find fascinating. Starting with Night 1, there's a trend with most of these phone calls that many people find annoying, but I think also adds to the fear. The phone guy is your lifeline. He's the closest thing you have to a friend. Without him, you would be almost completely screwed. And he just doesn't care about you. Throughout the call, he comes across as apathetic and distant. It's obvious he's not telling the full truth, trying his hardest to make it seem like you're completely safe when you're obviously not. Because he cares more about you not quitting than you not dying. The only ally you have just doesn't care, but he still does tell you that there is some danger, explaining that the animatronics see you as an endoskeleton, which is why they want to stuff you in a suit. But if the animatronics were only aggressive because of a bug in their programming, then why would Freddy be staring straight into the camera? The phone guy explains why the animatronics are hostile, but it does not explain all of the supernatural stuff you will almost certainly encounter as you play the game. By now, you probably know the lore about how a group of 5 kids were stuffed into suits, but I want you to imagine that the year is 2014, you've just downloaded this game for the first time, you've heard the phone guy's explanation, and then you see this. You would have no idea what is going on, and it would be terrifying. Night 2 doesn't have as much to talk about as Night 1. Yeah, phone guy mentions the door lights and Foxy here, but in terms of what the phone call really adds, it's just the same apathy as before. Things get a bit more interesting in Night 3. Starting off strong, phone guy says that most people don't last this long, before immediately realizing the implication of what he just said and backtracking.
I mean, they usually move on to other things by now. I'm not implying that they died. That's not what I meant.
This moment is more so funny than scary, but it does create a sense of unease by straight up telling you that you're probably gonna die, only masked by a very obvious lie. The tension increases further when phone guy says that things are getting real tonight. But the real kicker comes when phone guy says that if you're caught, you should play dead to make the animatronics think that you're an empty costume, before immediately backtracking because the animatronics might stuff a metal endoskeleton inside you. I didn't mention phone guy's description of what getting stuffed into a suit would be like, because I wanted to bring it up at the same time as this, because they do basically the same thing. Both of these scenarios are terrifying to think about, and they just kind of sit in the back of your mind, adding to the ever-present tension of the game. Moving on, I'm going to talk about Nights 4 and 5 together since they're so connected. You probably already know this, but during the Night 4 phone call, phone guy dies. Listening to this call on a first playthrough is terrifying. You know immediately that this call isn't like the rest, with the animatronics obviously being present, and you know that something is coming. So through the entire call you're on edge. There's a very strong dissonance between what the phone guy is saying and what is going on. He's still trying to act like everything is fine, but it's more obvious than ever that he knows that is not the case. And there's something pretty unsettling about hearing a man's final moments, especially that last "oh no" before the Golden Freddy jump scare noise. This call is directly tied to the next one. Before it's even started, the Night 5 phone call is already the scariest, as the player has absolutely no idea what they're about to hear. This phone call in particular creates a sense of fear and tension. The unknown is a great source of horror, and there are so many unknowns with this call. Who, or what, is talking to you? What are they trying to say? Why? All of these are questions that the player will probably ask and will not get an answer to. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you could hit the like and subscribe buttons, I would appreciate it a lot. Anyways, that's about all I want to say. See you later.